Say 12.
I think this is gonna be handheld monsters.
We are live. I'm
Well,
going to
they can
explain
fit
how
in
this is
your
going to
pocket.
work exactly.
Okay,
Cool, we got a nice bunch
give us
here.
the scope.
You guys can check us out on YouTube. Should be live there now. Make sure you pause the video or not. I'll talk to myself here, I believe. Excellent, excellent.
Excellent.
So, everything seems good. It's all good. Let's turn the sign off. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can call myself beautiful every once in a while. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's stop that music. Greetings, Monsterites out there. Welcome to Monstercast number 44, called Pocket Monsters. And I'll explain that in just a sec. But we got some people back that we haven't seen in a while. First of all, I'd like to make a shout out to C for coming back. He's missed the
Hello!
last
I had a
couple.
few issues, internet connection and other kind of things. I'll talk about that later.
Right on. But I dare to say, more importantly, we have Dog Donza back. Private Donzo, how the hell are you, Dog Donza?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
He's back.
Always a pleasure to
Glad
have
to
you
be
back.
back.
He's on a mission out there. He's very busy. He can only join us every few months. So we are very pleased to have him and welcome him back and always greet him and have him warmly here in our family, in our cold caves that are rather warm with our friendship. Okay, so let's talk about the topic. Then we'll introduce everybody. Let's see here. So, Pocket... Oh, boy. There we go. Thanks, Dio.
What an image.
Oh, wow, that is that's the thing.
When you make videos, you can get yourself caught in all kinds of stuff. Here they go. Okay, so today's topic is Pocket Monsters.
That one's worse.
That's an Instagram. I hope you're okay there, JMPF. So today's topic is, it's not just small monsters. We've actually already had one like that. It's actually going to be, if you could shrink, and the tricky part here for me is it has to be a single, okay? Because, yeah. So if you can shrink a single monster to like miniature size, like gaming miniature, like say 4
Two
to
inches?
no bigger than 10 centimeters long. So about 4 inches, no more than 5. I'm talking more like 2 inch to 1 inch. So like 3 centimeters would be optimal for this discussion. So if you can shrink any monster, be it living, not creating a miniature out of it, but keep it living, which would it be and why? Your own little pocket monster.
It sounds like if we had
changes
Pokeballs,
things.
we could have any monster around. But I guess it is a permanent size change, I assume.
That changes the whole idea of tonight. That's very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Pocket-sized monsters. So monsters that can be pocket-sized. So any monster you want pocket-sized or pocket-sized monsters. Such a way that...
Like
oh,
pocket
damn.
sizing a werewolf or something. That's awesome.
Right.
I can't wait for this stuff. I can't wait for this discussion. I'm excited.
Pro, I believe Pro, I did, I don't know if I explained it in depth. I know I said it's the same choice. We just changed the name on it. Instead of saying, I don't know what we were using before because I was voting or created this as one of the voting choices. But I did explain that last week. We just called it Pocket Monsters as a hipper, quicker name. But let's see, if you want to bring yours up, Pro, I think that'd be fine. I don't think you having a small monster will really be not fitting here. I think that'll work just fine.
I mean,
So it's up to you, Pro.
let's see. Any monster
can
we
save
could
it.
remove, we could put into a pocket. A pocket-sized monster. That is
So,
Christian,
well,
what would you use this monster for? I mean, now you
That
shrunk the
depends
whole
on the
thing down
monster.
to size.
exactly. That's the answer to why.
Like, does it count as your own personal familiar or something now? Or
It
what?
could be.
What's the
I
rules in
mean,
this?
if you want it in your pocket, you probably have a. I mean, you probably would have a reason to have a monster inside of your pocket. Dragon,
Okay,
po- pocket-sized
the
monster.
pocket is there for
just
size
imagine now.
comparison. It doesn't have to be in your pocket.
But just imagine now that you like forcefully shrink this poor monster down to size. Now you want to put your hand in your pocket to take it out and it bites you. Like, well, what's the rules to this? I don't
Yes.
understand.
You should just
Pro-
consider it.
Pro, that sounds interesting. I'd like to hear about it. So I would say it counts. You're fine. Drink. What changed? The topic has changed. It didn't change. It's the same. You just misunderstood it,
Same,
Pro.
but different.
Okay. Welcome everybody over on YouTube. We have Raincrawler watching us. We have Louis Zendog. Welcome back, guys.
Another dog. Good to see you,
Zendog
brother.
says, I loaded the pick of 2 of my small monsters on Facebook page. It wasn't easy, but with the right spell, it works. I wonder if I could load those. If you can put a image, a link to the images, maybe in the chat, Louis, I can see if I can follow that up. Like, just get the maybe links to the images themselves. Just right-click on the image, and get the image address. Then I can upload them here. Or steal them or something. Okay. See, for me, it's about monster you would like to shrink. Small monster. See, you're already scared off Dio. One time Dio joins us pro and you already scared him off. Okay. So how are we going to start this? Should we do a wheel of torture, or is there anybody here in the group that needs to go early?
I actually want to go last because I'm still working on finding out what kind of monster I want.
Okay, you're going to be last.
Same
Chris?
here.
Okay. So you two
I mean,
have time.
Chris, you have the unique advantage of your monsters already having a pocket-sized advantage.
May I request to
rats.
go more or less in the beginning because I do not know how long I will be staying.
Okay.
No, not first necessarily, but more or less in the beginning.
Alrighty.
If possible.
Okay. I might
Hang on.
I might warm it up a little bit. I'll start off and then I'll choose the next person and we can go from there. To ask ahead, would you like
Sounds
to go
good.
next, Togdanza?
Sure thing.
Okay.
I already know what monster I would pick anyways.
Cool. So, let's see here. Like I said, the trouble. Let me get here. The issue for me here is that whenever I imagine this as a kid or something, like I brought up the example of Indian in a Cupboard, the movie. The boy has a cupboard, and any little toy he puts in there comes to life. And he has a little Indian toy figure he puts in there, he comes to life. I would do that with all my miniatures. It'd be crazy. I'm not sure
That
about
would
the
be
Tyranids
so awesome.
or
Keep the
Tyranids.
chaos away from there.
Yeah, because putting the Tyranids in there and their assimilation abilities, even at that scale, it could be scary. So probably I
Can you
wouldn't put them
imagine
in
a
there.
beholder? Yo.
Beholder would be awesome. So anyway, but if I'm having to choose one, it's very hard for me. Yeah, to choose one. I'm thinking if I were to do this and I had the ability, I would think about this for days. Truly, if this were a case, a real case, if I had one to choose, because I would want something that would be powerful, or would be very wise, so it can at least, what is the word? Not guide me, but advise me in life paths and things like that. Possibly. Again, when we had the discussion about monster friends, which friend would you have? And we talked about all these powerful friends we'd have because for our selfish benefits, right? So there's that point here too. But I think a simple answer, quick answer for me that is kind of fun, I found would be shrinking down like a Deinonychus dinosaur. And so I'm going to bring up dinosaurs, especially since it's shrunken, so it's more monstrous here. So forgive me if you
Please
must.
tell
I'm
me
not
you have
sure.
an image.
But I'm thinking like something like a T-Rex. Have that shrunken down to about 4 or 5 centimeters. Just keep it in a terrarium. We can learn a lot from it. It'd just be a really, really cool, tiny, predatory pet. It'd be a challenge to feed it because finding the right food for it at that scale. I mean,
Mice.
we do have crickets and things like that. Well, he'd be really maybe
Baby
even
mice.
smaller than a mouse by weight. Because only 4 centimeters, so
That's what I'm
about
saying, baby mice.
Alright, I'm
They
back.
can't
little
run away.
pinkies, for sure. I'm thinking about
Most pinkies. Like
Nope.
pinkies they feed to small snakes.
Yep.
That would actually be perfect because
Yeah.
one, they're blind, they can't run away.
pinky
Two,
mice. Yep.
they're more or less the same size. Just like they should keep them well fed for maybe a day or two.
They would be perfect, actually. They don't move around much, and they have a lot of nutrition to them. So yeah, probably feed them some pinkies. Oh yeah, and there's waxworms too, because I'm not too much of a fan of mealyworms with that scale of a creature in
Yeah.
crickets, because they have hard chitinous, exterior exoskeletons. So something like waxworms. They're like beetle larvae, and they're very soft and stuff. So little caterpillars, great food for that. So I'm thinking, like 3 inches tall, a T-Rex like that. And yeah, just for observation, I'd have a YouTube channel just for him, probably.
YouTube channel just showing your pet dinosaur.
That's right.
Yes, Rexy today.
He'd be the
Big
only
and
one
four
in the world.
crickets.
It'd be the hottest thing until the government or something would high ops
Come and
steal it
invade.
from me. So yeah,
It'd still be
anything
cool,
else? Yeah, and as long as it can survive and I can keep it, and figure out. I mean, we could learn a lot about dinosaurs and the whole history and biology there for that period. But yeah, just a cool thing to watch. But if I were to take this topic more seriously, I would choose something more more dimensional and with different benefits. I certainly want something that can speak back to me at least. This would just be an awesome little pet. But yeah, if I were to take it seriously, I'd want it to at least speak back, have communication with it, use it as a secret spy at times for fun, things like that. Could be a fun thing to do.
So, a very intelligent companion, basically.
Yeah. And doesn't that doesn't necessarily have to be powerful. Should be long-lived, whatever it's going to be, but mainly wise. Yeah, as that would be any wise friend to have is a great thing. I was thinking Venom because I like Venom, but I'm not
alien?
sure that would work great if it's your friend and all. A little Venom person. But then it depends. Is
So
it
you're
just a
talking
symbiote?
Venom with so you mean the Venom with the host or just Venom the symbiote?
I was
Right.
about to ask the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm not even clear on that. I was thinking with the host to have that form. So who would that person be? So that's 2 for the price of 1. So I can't cheat here. So I'd have to say the symbiote. But that could get
But
tricky too. Kind of
Just adding something I saw from one of the many Spider-Man films. Venom and all the symbiotes can pretty much become full-sized from tiny forms. So having a Venom is actually pretty cool because that means you pretty much got your automatic suit right there. You can just spray over your body and bada bing, bada boom, you're the next Venom. Shrink back down when you're done.
true. And that might be a little cheating point here too, because if I have a little Venom symbiote like that, that's a few inches big, but then
It's still a symbiote you could bond with, so...
right. I can bond
Who
with
knows?
it. Is it gonna?
That's a pretty OP choice.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
like in
it's
the
not exactly a
comics,
choice.
it would still cover the whole body if we did bond. It would grow and
Yeah,
expand.
yeah.
So therefore, it is kind of a cheating
Very
thing. And
fast too.
then
It's not like it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be almost instant.
right,
Suit on, suit off.
and then I think once it would come off, it could be bigger too. It could keep that size, so it wouldn't stay small. So I don't know. That's another tricky one. It's probably not something I would
It's
mess
already
with.
a shape-shifting monster,
Yeah.
so
It's basically the ditto of aliens.
But if it could get off of me and it will remain small, that's actually not a bad idea because then it's going to be
That would
wreaking
be awesome.
havoc if it goes nuts at that size, at least. It's going to be smaller and controllable, more controllable.
Plus,
So,
you can always give it a chocolate bar and it will last it for days.
yeah, could keep it in the jar, but still have that benefit of wearing it and having all the clothing I ever wanted through its shape shifting and color shifting abilities. So, yeah, that would actually be pretty cool if you could trust it and count on it. That's the big question I think we have today with these. Well, not the big one because they're so small. So maybe it's a small question as well. Okay, I'm gonna lead this off to Doc Danzo. Let me see real quick what they're saying over on YouTube. Louis is saying, but don't know if you received them. I tried. Have you been? Where did you send them, Louis? Where did you send them? Maybe I'll check my Facebook real quick while Dog Dons is talking. Good, Louis. I watched some alien reviews. Okay, they're chatting there. Thanks, man. Entertaining. All right. So, Doggy Dog, it's your turn. Which monster would you like to shrink and have? And for what and how? And all those questions.
Well, initially I would have picked only one, but seeing as you picked more, I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect opportunity. So I'm uploading images, whether or not they want to show or not, I don't know. But my first option always is the Hydra. Always. Number one, Hydra. I'm a sucker for regeneration.
Nice.
Can you imagine just holding like this little, maybe 3-inch monster that's got like 10 heads or something? And if it's, Hydra's always like old and stuff. So can you imagine the knowledge it can share with you if it's your friend?
True. You said you uploaded it?
I'm uploading images, but I don't know
Oh,
if they're
okay.
gonna go through.
Okay.
And the second one is the Beholder from the D&D series. Because can you imagine all those abilities? The disintegrating ray, heat vision, all those abilities wrapped into one head with many tentacles. Plus, it's also pretty old, so can you imagine the info it can give you? Not only about our world, but from other worlds also. So if you're not the only one with monsters, can you imagine this one can actually tell you, use this and this against this monster. It will be more effective. All that
True.
knowledge they can
True.
hold.
Now, I'm not sure on this point of beholders if they're always malicious. So we're definitely talking that it be friendly, right?
Yeah.
At this
your
point.
friendly
Obviously, a
neighborhood beholder.
beholder. Obviously, a beholder that's not on your side. The images don't want to upload. But anyways, a beholder that's not on your side is pretty much not worth keeping. The hell of it in.
Let me find
But
an image. For
if
that.
we were to shrink it down from its large human-sized form to a small floating head that can fit inside your pocket, that would be pretty cool.
I would not disagree. That is, I mean, Beholders does have that incredible intelligence too, so you could have it for advice and all.
But still, my number one choice is always a Hydra. I'm a real sucker for regeneration.
Nice.
The fact that you can't kill it. Cut off one head, bada bing. There's another one. Actually, there's two more. Yeah, there's a beholder.
Is this the one that spews fire?
It can spew fire, lasers. It has a disintegrating ray. The beholder is basically like the pocket knife of abilities.
See, I prefer the Beholder from the Monster Girl Encyclopedia personally.
God dang it, Chris! You just had to make this about monster girls.
Who
Monster Girls.
wouldn't?
There's the
There's
image.
always one.
That's the one.
I mean, we should have our own podcast where everything is about anime girls or monsters that are
There you
anime
go.
girls.
Oh, that's the thing
Furries.
that
Furries
I
are the
was talking
best.
to you about. A Sunday evening, rat and
Furries are the
Bacon ramble.
best.
I think that's gonna be the first topic whenever we get our own podcast.
Well, we can literally. Oh yeah, we were waiting for you to free up first. So
Yes.
when in September precisely will that be?
I don't know. The guy that I'm supposed to move in, who's this? I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my. So he's gonna be moving out,
I hope
becoming a
so.
big boy.
Good on him.
I hope someone stops me in doing so.
Right
Could
on.
happen.
You won't be dealing with those monsters anymore.
You're also looking for a place to go and stay.
Yes, something like that.
All right, so back on topic.
I can't wait.
Out of your two options, I really like the Beholder one, just because it can fly, it has power, it is wise, and if it's good, it would be great as a little pet or friend.
I mean, isn't
Or an ally.
Always floating by your
mean,
ear,
you would-
telling you ideas, and shooting those beams.
Exactly.
I mean, it's powerful enough to kill a person. Shoot it in somebody's eye, at least for long enough.
it sounds like
and
the most effective utility tool I've ever heard of.
It's pretty awesome. I like it.
But still, Hydra, number one. Can you imagine a little Hydra like climbing on your shoulder? Moving
Hydra
around
would
your
be
body
awesome.
like a little salamander.
For sure.
It's multiple heads just swailing around.
Again, it could be
Did we-
cooler than a T-Rex as a little pet. It for sure would be. But at least the
Did we
T-Rex
cover
would teach us
the
something.
Draken as a potential one too? I feel like the Draken doesn't get
Hold
enough.
on a moment. So I just realized something. We're talking about regular monsters being shrunk into tiny monsters.
Yes.
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 hmm
We are literally talking about the plot of Spy Kids 3.
Yeah.
I thought it was the second movie.
No,
I
3.
think.
So the
They're
third
the
movie is the one
Hercules.
with the giant monsters.
Yes, and the tiny ones.
Yep.
That's the one with the island, I confirm. Where
Or
the guy was like mixing different animals.
the plot of
Yes.
Honey, I Shrunk My Kids, our kids. But
Yeah,
with
not that one.
monster.
I mean, that is also that one, but I would not exactly.
Maybe that's where I got my sensitive spot for the Hydra.
Yeah,
The
that big
snake eggs or
thing.
something. Oh, I love that creature. That and the two-headed snake thing was always my favorites.
Hmm.
Spider monkey can go to hell. It's boring. It
Yeah,
can-
fuck that spider monkey. That thing can go and take two animals that I don't like in the first place and take them somewhere else.
I forgot you had arachnophobia.
It's
Any
not
questions?
arachnophobia. I just have a strong dislike towards. What's
See,
it
if I
called?
post
Spiders.
a picture of fangs right now, you'll run away.
I wouldn't run away. I would try to delete it.
Any questions for Danzo on his monsters? Any last comments on your topic, Danzo?
There's a spider.
That is a
Fuck
pretty cool
you,
mouse.
you god! I would never use that mouse. You
It's actually a
procrastinator.
very cool mouse.
It is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Hold on, I gotta partake.
If
I
there's a
got one
special
take.
pit in hell for you that is filled with spiders,
There
I actually have a
isn't
friend
special
back
pit
at the
in hell,
base.
However, there might be a special hell pit, if you're so inclined.
oh god dang it, Chris! Could you go take your scavens and you just whoosh,
Never.
stick them into your pocket or something?
No.
All right, guys,
Which
moving on.
reminds me,
I
Yes,
actually have a friend back at the base that's like, he has actually crippling arachnophobia. Like seriously, he saw this tiny spider, maybe like 5 millimeters in size, pretty much jumped over all the other people behind him. It was the funniest thing.
overkill with the army boots.
Yeah, he actually kicked someone in the face.
oh poor man.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna let you choose the next one, Danzo. But before we're gonna do that, I'm gonna share on behalf of Louis, since he's over on YouTube. So he sent me the images of the ones he would have live in a shrunken size. So here's one of them. It is a little griffin.
Ah, Griffin.
That would be fun. It can fly. See, flying would be a good trait, especially if it would be a wise creature, because it can always
It's got sharp claws.
talk to you. Yep. And then this one. And I did do a video taking care of your griffin pet a long time ago. Monster
Wasn't just a
Keeping
pygmy
101.
griffin.
And this one, oh, a chimera.
That's a chimera.
There you go. Two lovely ancients right there. But yep. So
Can you imagine having a chimera on your back?
chimera would
I
be
think that would be a
interesting.
cool friend.
Because the griffin, you can kind of figure out the setup. You would just make a lovely terrarium with high points, and all this stuff. But a chimera, what the hell are you going to do? It's got so many different traits.
But most of them are predatorial, so just have like a grassy plain, put a little bit of meat there every now and then. Bada bing, bada boom.
Uh-oh. Pro says Griffo's going to be mad, Louis. You enslaved her smaller cousin. If it can
Louis,
talk,
You better run.
I'd choose the chimera out of the two. I would think it would be the wiser one. Interesting, though.
Question.
Awesome.
The
Question.
chimera has 3 different heads. So would that mean that it has 3 different personalities? Like the Hydra, for example. There's a very good possibility that the Hydra will have multiple personalities.
Just
That's
like
Or just
Ghidorah.
one with multiple heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Ghidorah.
Mhm.
But the Chimera, for example, there's no way that the goat and the dragon is gonna have the same personality. So,
Right.
well, who do you listen to in this situation?
Exactly.
The lion's obviously gonna be like the smart one. Dragon's gonna be ferocious, and the goat, I would guess, would be biased. So, who do you listen to in this situation?
Possibly. The one that speaks most to your roots. Louis
Huh?
said griffins are good for finding gold. Okay.
Really?
And chimeras are great
is-
for control
that
of dark
is-
sorcery. There we go. Go
I
ahead.
did not know that.
Listen to the snake tail process. Right. Yep. Yeah, don't forget it has a snake tail
Yeah,
with
listen
an
to
actual
the
head.
snake tails. I actually
Nice.
forgot about that, to be honest.
I
Not
would
gonna
just
lie.
love to watch it feed, and then fighting over different food, as it's walking around, it would be grazing with the goat head, and then it would go into hunting mode.
Would it
with
ever
the
get hungry then?
other three?
Like, seriously, the goat always eating. Would it ever get hungry then?
Right, probably not, and it probably lives for a long time, or very short, either of the two. I would love to feed every portion of it. I would love to enjoy feeding the dragon, the 3 fronts, but I'd love to find little tiny food for the snake in the back to feed as well. Just to watch them all, and I do it all at the same time. Just feed them all at the same time.
Where the hell would you get
And
the
then it would
mice
die.
small enough for that, or would you shrink that down too?
No, it would
I mean,
probably
a
be
single
something like
piece of mice would go. A single mice would go a long way for a tiny monster like that.
I would
But
say.
remember, a snake the snake and the spider is a lot the same in that regard. They like eating live prey, because then the
Yeah.
prey hasn't been like rotting forever.
I mean,
True.
I suddenly
won't-
think that mice will have to be handicapped so it does not wound your poor little thing.
That's why.
Yeah, that's
people
what
like
I'm thinking.
Frozen.
Where the hell are you gonna get mice small enough, especially for the tail? Not even the dragon head, for the tail.
Yeah, no,
to
no,
eat it.
for the tail. It doesn't have to be mice. I mean, probably something like fruit flies, tiny earthworms,
Okay, yeah, that's an option.
and other small worms, tiny
I
leeches.
shouldn't think about that, to be honest.
Yeah, so there would be a few. You just have to have a little colony of them.
This would make a great anime.
Yes.
Everybody having their own little pet.
And again, the YouTube channel. Okay, so Danza, if you can choose our next foreman or woman.
Alright, so it's between Chris Z, and I hear Procrastitron's been talking lately, so I'll pick Procrastitron, because I would like to hear.
Yeah,
what
I
he's
think
got
he
to
found
think.
something to replace his idea for the talk. So what do you have there, Pro? Cool. Let's check it out.
The pilot to Bakugan.
Chimeras
the
are
plot
great
to
to
Bakugan.
control.
Nah,
Each
screw
head
Bakugan.
feeds on different. Louis said that each head feeds at different times. Thank you, Master. Yeah, sure, Louis. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's a cool idea. That face.
So quick.
Yes, that is the face of
okay,
despair, if I ever saw it.
That's the face of like seeing
He's typing.
all your progress.
Damn it!
just
Now people
drain
are
away
talking
in
more
the
about the
game.
face than the topic. No more face. Talk about what you see in the reflection.
I would agree with that. No more face, please.
Wilderness in progress. Hey there, Bass Boy. By the way, guys, while Pro's typing this out, we just hit 95 subscribers, I believe, on the channel, on this second channel. So, congrats.
Wow.
It's largely due
Amazing.
to the most recent video I did. A lot have been flocking from there. To not just the second channel, but also our Discord. We've seen an uprise from there. That
that's nice.
video's been doing well. And I did mention the second channel.
Maybe
and the
people
Monsterhood.
believe we just stopped.
It's good
So
to
we're
see
gonna hit
progress.
100 soon. If you guys have any idea for 100 subscriber, I don't know, session or enjoyment or challenge or something, I don't know. Remember, this channel is for the Monsterhood.
Oh yeah,
But yeah.
Alpha, remind me when we're done here. I need to ask you a question.
Okay. All right. Jono's sneaking about 2 places at once. Okay, where's my page? What am I looking at here? Pro's still typing. He's still he knows what he's doing. He's typing a lot because he knows I'm gonna read it. If I see a lot of text, guys, from now on, unless somebody helps me, I'm usually gonna read out the main points, which is hard for me to do because I love digging in. That's why I make such long monster videos, but I'll try to control myself.
Well, at least
and
you
pull out
got a
those points.
At least you've got a narrator's voice.
I don't think I have the voice. I just developed the ability over years of doing this. But I think there's people even here with better voices than me. But it all depends what you consider a good voice.
That's fair.
Wait.
I think I need a better mic.
Z's eating again. Classic
Yeah.
Z.
I already ate.
I need to have something to... Snacking is good for me.
He's eating oil. Oh,
Yeah, I remember my first time listening to you in the Discord. You and your
He
plate
is
of macaroni.
chewing and crunching. He's eating video cards.
awesome. Okay, Pro's
I mean,
ready.
even a small, what's it called, marker would definitely be fun.
Yeah, I was thinking about this one too, Pro, but it's like that Tyrannid thing, you know? When would it get out of control?
Even a small one is going to...
Yeah, so Pro says, okay, so my new choice tonight will be a miniature version of a red marker from Dead Space. It will be able to give people headaches and dementia, as well as start turning the dead into cool space zombies. Why did I choose this? Because I have a headache and I'm not gonna suffer alone.
I think it's
Thank you,
worse
Pro.
than
Does
just
this
a
really
headache.
count?
Thanks for playing along.
Does this really count? Because it's like more of a robot, to be honest.
It's not a
it makes
robot,
more-
it's an item. It's more for
Well,
relic,
look, guys,
isn't it?
the red marker,
Oh, okay,
I
yeah,
believe.
more of a relic, but it's not really. It's not a monster to say.
I mean, the
It
monster
makes
one
monsters,
involves,
yeah.
involves
red marker
cool
first,
space
though.
zombies.
The red marker, first of all, is the man-made one. It's the man-made copy, correct? I believe the black
Yeah,
marker is the
it is.
original. So, therefore, this one is even less of a monster if we're going to talk that, like Dan's was saying. But if we look at the actual black marker, we don't really know what that is or how conscious it is, and what what it composes of. Completely. And so
It's flesh.
to that
I don't
level,
know if you
actually,
guys
this would
know
be an
this,
Android
however,
then.
Black mark. Oh, sorry.
So
you
yeah,
cut-
this
you
could be
cut out.
closer to an
Continue,
Android,
please.
therefore it could be a monster. So I think it works here. But remember, the marker is only really mostly a messenger. We're not sure how much a marker can do by itself without a brother moon. So
But a marker does become a brown moon. That's what I wanted to say now is that
Mhm.
Oh, great, you
basically
just...
a marker basically gathers flesh, and when it's got enough, it will ultimately become a brother moon.
Right.
So that was why Aegis 7 never turned out to be anything worse than, just simply not people enough on, what's it called? That ship in the Shimura itself.
That I cannot say. I did not watch that. I need a little bit of research on these things.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
Pro,
Only
yeah, just read that.
minimum to know what the hell's going on.
I'm just wondering.
Hey Arthur, the Queen's in the house.
Hey, Bago, welcome. I didn't introduce
Hello.
That's in your
everybody.
voice.
I'll do a shout out to everybody in just a
I
sec.
believe we've met before.
No, he's fairly new. He's like the preachy me.
I'll shut you up, Procrast.
Sorry, wait, what?
So,
Oh, bantering with Procrastitron. It's my second.
yes. Everybody has to banter with Pro. Okay, so without knowing
My first favorite activity is ignore.
Jeez.
Hmm.
My most favorite thing to do is ignore this one person. It brings me joy in life.
So we can agree we don't know too much or enough about it, but I just wonder if a single marker would still go through that whole process and be as conscious without any brother moon ever existing, because I don't know if those are required for it to even go and create another one and such, and the whole evolution of it. So
Last I recall, Marco.
Long story short, we don't know enough about the stuff.
I mean, for all we know, a brother moon could simply just be attracted to the marker signal. It's.
Chris,
I mean,
you
if
were
a
saying?
signal can
right,
do that
right, we
to a
don't
person.
even know if it's right. Chris, you were saying? Chris? Moment of silence
Too
for
many
Chris.
people talking at once.
There he is.
You calling me?
Yes, you were saying?
I don't know, nothing.
Alrighty, so yeah, not enough information there, but speculating we could have that, and in the end, we would have a bunch of necromorphs, full-size necromorphs at that, and the whole world changing into that. So thank you, Pro, for the end of the world. Moving on. Pro?
For your pet, you decide to destroy us all. Thank you very much.
There you go.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for your attempt. You tried.
Pro, I would like you to choose the next person to chat, and while you do that, I'm going to shout out everybody. So, welcome to the chat today, Darth Phoenix. Welcome, Dio. Welcome, Dagdanza, again. Welcome, JMPF. Welcome, John Home. I still like to say Hockham, because it just sounds so wrong and mispronounced. Welcome, Chris.
Hello?
Welcome back, Pro. Welcome, Bago, or Queen of Kobolds. Welcome, C. And welcome myself. So, greetings. We have, 6, 9, 10 people live right now, or here. Oh, yes, and Raincrawler and Louis Zenadog, as well as Bass Boy or Wilderness in Progress over on YouTube, enjoying this with us as well. And Bendy Super Saiyan Rose. Welcome, welcome. Who's also in the
A
Monsterhood.
female Super Saiyan?
Possibly. You never know. This is what makes our Monstercast unique and, yeah, maybe one of a kind out there, as anybody can join these at any time so far as we're doing these. It might get out of control in the future, but once again, yeah, anybody can get in and chat with us live. Sorry, I haven't
He
been
had
on-
to add the whole at any time because I kept on being.
Yeah.
Well, better late than never, I guess.
Okay, so who did Pro
You know,
choose?
that's what my ex said.
Jeez, fuck.
Pro chose Dio. Okay, Dio, do you have anything to share today, Dio? Yes, he does. All right. What do you have, Dio?
Let's see, Dio.
Is it going to be Jojo? Is it going to be Dio? Ooh, it's going to be Pepe. Pepe would be awesome.
Does that really count as a monster? It's just a frog with big eyes.
Oh, but
Dio
it's a
chooses
humanoid
Dio.
That
frog.
is monstrous to some people.
For sure.
Dio chooses Dio. It's a Dioception.
All right, he's typing. All right. Hello, San. Hello, Bendy. Cool. They're chatting there.
Can
We
you
got two
imagine, like-
conversations.
Can I just point something out? The Dio-Dio-ception now. Can you imagine we take the monster forms of ourselves and add data spits? That would have been fucking awesome.
Ooh, that's an awesome topic. I'm gonna try to remember that for the end.
So-
when we're talking topics.
So you're saying that our next topic is
I never said that. I just said it would be pretty cool.
a
I
suggestion?
know myself. I represent a what's it called again? Damn it, the dog people. I represent that.
Right. Interesting.
Z, for example, is now
Oh yeah, that.
a robotic zombie. So could you imagine having that as a pet?
It's a great introductory
Pro, I said it first.
Monstercast. You said it first, Pro. So that would be an awesome introductory Monstercast that we should have done a long time ago, or maybe now's a good time when we have a lot of members. Like everybody talk about their monstrous self. A doppelganger of sorts, but a monstrous
Ooh,
side.
what's your
What would it
monstrous-
be like? And that way our viewers can learn more about us and remember us too by our icons and everything here. That's a great idea. Okay, forgive you, Bago.
If we have time, can we do that?
Well, I'll put it up as a suggestion.
That
if
sounds
you
like we should vote it. Vote for.
vote it.
Oh God, I'm gonna be remembered for this icon.
Yes, you will.
After all, look at our channel banner. We've got everybody's skull there. Not everybody's. We got to update too. Okay, let's see. Dio's saying, yeah, you guys are correct. I would take a miniature version of Dio. Oh my. I love him. Why do I choose him? Because he could take care of filthy insects for me with Warudo.
Waldo.
And
Or maybe you
pure
could
That
just
was-
pick up all the insects and put it on top of you.
That
The
would be
cruelty
pretty
is
funny.
not lost.
I could just imagine a cockroach crawling all over his
Okay.
face.
So we're saying again the friend version of him, not evil or anything. So okay, again,
He's not evil, it's just a prankster.
Dio is a
Wait a second.
vampire, correct?
I'd just like to point out that he has had a friend.
That's nasty.
I mean, sure, that guy ended up being horrible, but
Poor Dio. So again, he's a vampire, correct? Dio,
shit.
everybody. Dio is a
Dio.
vampire, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Dio is a vampire.
Okay, so Dio's the vampire of the group.
Okay, so what other than insects? I doubt he would want to feed on that. What would we feed him? Bring him pinky mice? Again with the pinky mice, earthworms, or mosquitoes, so he can feed off the blood of other people without going chasing after them. Actually, he would probably be so
Just
small he can easily feed off of people too.
Yeah, but then they turn. No, I mean zombies. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do not know the character Dio, so I cannot add to this conversation. I do not know, the background and stuff.
Right, right. I think you could have quite a symbiotic relationship there, Dio. He'd be tiny enough that you can easily feed him with your own blood, as people do with leeches when they keep them as pets. So he wouldn't take that much.
Who would keep leeches as?
That would be pretty cool.
People actually do. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah,
People
and they're
actually do
beneficial
keep
too,
leeches.
depending on the type. But yep, that's
You know
okay.
those long leeches with the multiple teeth? People actually like to keep those ones. I do not know why, but
Hey, I
I
want a
guess
leech.
they like the feeling of all those teeth digging into their skin.
You know, leeches. I've got.
Jesus.
God, he always cuts off at the end. Everybody's laughing at what he said, but I don't hear the last word, which is like the punchline of every sentence.
He said he has...
Family. I've got leeches.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Now you see.
Okay.
You see.
Get better than internet, R3. I guess so. Okay. I Yeah, I'd like some leech pets. If you guys wonder why, we can talk about it later. But yeah, I think that'd be a cool.
He's gonna put it on a.
Ouch.
I know what.
Kind of reminds me of that movie, Speed, where the guy had cancer and he was like treating himself with the leeches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. Dio, if you can shout out the next person to share, that'd be great. Dio, cool.
Come on, Dio. There's only so many people to choose.
Can Dio can't fly, right? The character.
He kind of.
Kind
He
of.
uses his stand to kick off on the air so powerfully that it can.
So, are you telling me that he
I see.
literally can kick the air so hard he can fly, running through the air?
Yes.
Is Dio very
Except he
wise?
just stands there and looks. And then he just stands there while his stand does all the work. So he's just posing as his stand does.
So he's a
That is
poser.
In-
That sounds lazy.
Interestingly enough, Jotaro can do this.
Who the hell's Jotaro?
That's why they just started randomly levitating in the show.
Another character.
So it's actually not them flying or levitating. It's actually the stand that is stepping on the air so hard that
doing the work.
I mean, wouldn't that cause an incredibly large air displacement of any?
It was overshadowed by their posing and their yelling. Useless, 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 useless!
I mean, if you yell in that theory, if you yell loud enough, you probably also could fly. I mean, using your lungs as literal.
Is
Jump
Dio himself, is the character wise at all? Would it be a good...
He's decently so. He just doesn't put enough of a
Effort.
he he doesn't think that there's a possibility of him being defeated. He's too
Oh,
So
basically Vegeta.
I mean, unless Vegeta got wiser. I mean, to some extent, he never got smarter, so to speak.
Is
He's never
Dio...
dead.
Dio was quite intelligent.
Doesn't understand
Is
the
he
concept
old?
of...
Is he hundreds of years old, or is he regular age like us? I mean, in human terms?
He's a few hundred.
Okay. So he's got some wisdom,
So,
sure.
question: who did you pick, Dio? Who did you pick to be next? I see Muda,
chose-
but I don't see a person who's called Muda in the chat.
He did.
I mean,
He chose Jono. So, John, it's your turn. John, are you going to be on the mic today or in typing? Looks like you're going to be in typing form. He's taking typing form. We're all shapeshifters here. Fury Lord. So let's see. Who are the people that Danzo hasn't met yet? Possibly Darth Phoenix.
You.
Queen of Kobolds, and John. I think
Hold on,
that's the only
let me
people
check.
that are live here.
I don't remember the name Dark Phoenix, JMPF, and Queen. The rest I pretty much know from
Nice.
the old times.
So
Well,
shout out,
I am
guys.
Queen of Kobolds.
Why
I'm
you're
the
a male? Why do you call yourself a queen?
Here we go.
Did
Let
you
me
just
let me
assume his
just let me
gender?
just answer that with another question. How dare you how can you assume that I can't just say yes, Queen?
Well,
Huh?
how can you
Yes,
assume by
please.
voice
I
that
am
it's a
so
male?
lost. Oh, I see.
I just nuked 2,000 Venetians.
Oh, this is a cool Godzilla.
So
yeah, I actually would like myself one of those Godzillas too, but now you're taking. I
saw
must
the
find
video
something
of it.
else.
See, so who's next to speak?
okay, so it's John, and he said I'd shrink a little Kamata-kun, because look at this cute boy. So this is the
He
early
looked much more
evolutionary stage.
terrifying.
Shindago. So you were
He
saying,
looked
Chris?
much more terrifying in the movie.
Chris is not a fan of this version.
I'm not a fan of Shin Godzilla in general.
Why? Shin
Why
Godzilla
not?
is really cool.
How dare you?
Aesthetics.
Design is
Godzilla's
dumb.
the
I don't
king
like
of-
it.
But it's that's the thing. It doesn't need to be
There's-
good. It just needs to be interesting.
That's the thing. The movie overall, very good. But when I look at the design of Shin Godzilla, I'm getting Pikachu feelings, as in I do not like this. This offends me. Remove this from my sight.
What the
You
hell?
dislike Pikachu that much?
Yes.
Wow.
I
And I don't
understand
know
the
why,
but I
Pikachu,
just hate
but why Godzilla for people?
Wait a second. There's people that don't.
Yes. I mean,
The fuck's wrong?
I don't know. I
Well,
want to
Pikachu
be
is
in
the most
water.
annoying Pokemon in the planet, so I don't see why people donate it.
Jono, please explain yourself with why this. Why would you like this as a pet? How you would contain it? Would it be friendly with you, or more or less like in the movie? So, yeah, if you can give us a few more details on this as your pet or friend or
As he's
whatever.
typing, I saw in the movie clips it was like spewing some sort of red liquid, maybe lava out. Can someone
Blood.
clarify what that was?
It was blood, just blood. It wasn't used to breathing on land, so
Mm.
of course it's
Ah,
coughed of blood.
okay, that explains it.
I did enjoy
I was
seeing
looking at
this
this thing and I was
version
like,
too.
is this thing dying or not? What's going on here?
Well, the thing is that the creature was dying until it returned to the ocean and got better.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
the
something
typical.
about
That's
arms is
how
pretty
dying-
useless.
It is
That's
literally
how
Yeah, but
dying works.
usually when I see
Walking
someone
cancer.
thing dying, it's not always related with
Dying
blood.
and regenerating itself.
I mean, dying doesn't mean you're dead. Dying just means that you are,
You're
getting there.
going that side. Yes,
I
and
need
everything that dies
to-
doesn't necessarily bleed. And what I was seeing, I thought it was lava of some sort or something. I wasn't
I
sure. That's what
mean-
I'm asking. I saw red liquid that could be lava or could be blood. I did not know, so I asked.
Yeah,
I
I,
mean,
think
if
it
I
may
have
have been, since he's in a whole radioactive kind of form. I didn't catch up with what John was
Goblin.
saying here. So Jono said he doesn't have many powers since it's Shin's first form on land. He just walks and destroys things, but he's cute. John also added, in the movie, Shin is basically, he's in constant pain. He'd be friendly, but because he walks, just because he walks only, right? He doesn't have really much power to hurt you much. I'd build some trails for him. Trails. When Shin loses blood, it means he's evolving, he said. So, okay, so Jono stated that he would have this as a pet in this form. So, but I don't know, Jono. So that's going against the lore. So that you're saying it wouldn't evolve anymore past this. So in that case, hey, that's pretty cool. It's not going to shoot you with plasma. It's crazy looking. It's amphibious as
It's
well.
not gonna bleed on your shoulder.
So,
hopefully.
yeah, I could see that as definitely a fun pet. He also added,
I have a question. I know it's been shrunk, but how big is it after? That's the real
About the
question.
size of your
I
pinky
mean,
finger.
we should mention that it still is horribly radioactive.
so yeah, there we go, pocket size. So I'm saying everything, since you're in the US, Bago, no more than 5 inches. So everything about 3 inches. So like a
I
miniature.
know centimeters. I've worked in construction. It's the best.
It is.
Metric, yes! Metric power for the win.
So Jono says
That,
first
actually, that
form,
image is actually pretty accurate to what we're dealing with. Thanks, Jay.
first form he
Yes,
loses
that one
blood
actually that picture makes sense.
to go to land.
Can't see this picture.
And then he
Should
bleeds
join the server.
again and gets to second form. He then gets third form off screen, but bleeds again and evolves to use his atomic breath. What else did he say?
Is it breath if it comes out of your back?
Huh?
Well, he does shoot out of his spines as well, which is pretty awesome. And his tail. He gets kind of a mouth tail as well. I
Hold
guess
on, is that a Godzilla that has like a laser on its mouth and its tail?
Yes, that one.
yes, and on its spines too, I believe.
What the hell? I saw that thing.
Was it on the spines, or am I confusing it with another Godzilla?
It's its back, due to the fact they kind of hit it with a bunker-killing bomb. Bunker-killing bomb.
I want to see this video.
He's got splitting jaws too. He's awesome. Yeah, out of spines as well. Yep.
So is this Godzilla a good guy or bad guy? I can't figure out.
Right, Jono, but we still haven't seen what's gonna happen. And there's speculation that there's smaller creatures. Okay, we talked about this in the past. But okay, so Jono, you're saying he's in this state, he will stay in this state. So that's that. That's your choice. So it'd basically be a pet. It wouldn't be like an advisor or something of the
It
sort.
would just be adorable until it did evolve into being able to shoot atomic breath and probably kill the
And then attack your
Mini-Tokyo.
eyes.
Or maybe since it's shrunken down, his evolution ability or thing would be prolonged. So by the time he would evolve, we would already be gone and our children or whatever would have to suffer it. There we go.
I'm fine with that. If I ever have children, I want them to suffer just as much as I.
Yeah,
Well,
so
to be
you've
honest,
suffered.
if the world's going to end soon, I'd rather have
Shin-
it happen while I'm gone and someone else is present than while I'm here.
Apparently, Bago has suffered wraths as high as Shin Godzilla in his life.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jono. Please point at the next person to share.
Nominate the next damned member.
You should probably choose one more person other than C and Chris, and after that, they'll be in the options.
He said.
I already went. Jono, I started
Offer
the
was the first to
discussion off.
go.
Yeah, I was the first one.
Was Offer than me.
I warmed up the place. I
I
was
do
talking
not
about a little
remember.
T-Rex, and then I was talking
Okay,
about
that's
Venom.
adorable. That's fucking adorable.
Okay.
That's
That-
awesome. Neon Genesis to the win, boys.
And then he drops him by accident. Alright, let's see. Shin, in a nutshell. So Hungry gets stuck. Since Arthur already went, then I choose Chris. Okay, Chris, are you ready?
Honestly, I am very much so not sure, because initially I was thinking of the Mongolian death worm, but then it was like, we gotta shrink monsters. Okay. First thought was Godzilla, the good ones, but then that is literally a walking nuclear reactor that causes cancer and radiation poisoning, so not a good
Inside
thing.
your pocket.
Causes cancer? It sounds like the other side of my.
Oh, bloody hell. One side's leeches, the other one's a radioactive waste.
And
What a life.
And then I thought of the symbiotes, but you went through those. So currently, I am a wee bit uncertain.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Which one?
That's
the fluke
fucking
or the
terrifying.
xenomorph as a pit? Which one's terrifying? I'm lost.
I'm.
That image.
Yeah, I think I'm in this particular
That's
case,
cute.
for the sake of in this particular case, I think I will go with Zurvan, aka the Ancient One.
Alright.
Let me just grab
The Ancient One.
the.
What lore are we
Please
speaking
tell me you
of
have a pick.
today? Chris, what lore are we speaking of today?
This is from StarCraft lore.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Getting
Yes,
risky.
That's gorgeous.
Zurvan is a primal Zerg. So, on the homeworld where the Zerg species actually began, called Xeris, Zerg were individual organisms that would evolve very fast when consuming essence of other creatures. So at this point, kind of like on Godzilla, a Planet of the Monsters, where basically every bioform is technically Godzilla, every bioform on Xeris is Zerg, including the plants and the animals. And Zurvan is called the Ancient One because he is one of the oldest mother truckers on the planet. He is so old that he saw the creation of the Overmind, the giant city-sized brain that the Zelnaga Amon created to control the Zerg swarm, which he forged from the primal Zerg species. And so you got a guy who is virtually immortal, constantly regenerates, has both psychic and laser powers. He can create other Zerg within his stomach and then barfs them out for stuff. And he can both speak and is literally thousands of years old, so it makes for nice conversation.
Can you imagine the knowledge that thing would give you?
Now, what are
The
the...
one
Say again, Dog Danza?
or
Can you imagine the knowledge that that creature could give you? All those years of experience.
The knowledge, yep.
Oh, you'll never fail a math test ever again.
Chris, my question would be, what
Or
are
he'd just be like, you know what? I'm tired of giving you the answers.
he,
This is the most boring conversation I've had in actually thousands.
Yeah, pretty much.
while I do not doubt
You
that he would be
pathetic
great
earthling.
in maths, he is more of the philosophy life lesson type of why
Yeah.
is not because he's literally technically an animal that has lived and been actually dormant for a number of thousands of years, whilst stuck on the planet.
How would you keep him, Chris?
What'd you say?
How would you keep him?
What would you
Where would
feed
I-
him?
Um, well,
Souls, I guess?
to be fair, he's a Zerg, so he can eat whatever he wants. Like he can possibly even do cats and dogs, because he literally make their brains explode or fry them with one of his breath attacks that are varied.
Stay away from
Or
dogs.
just crush them with their or with his tendrils. But likely, what I would hope would happen, I just let him outside in the house, and he'd go behind the counters and hunt any of the damn cockroaches that occasionally pop up. Possibly even the what's it called? Possibly even some of the ants. Maybe even goes down to the basement and clears some of the mice that roam around there.
I thought you liked mice.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
matter. Food chain.
Well, it comes to mice
Don't
or
you eat
pigs.
what you like?
I mean, I like ducks, but I don't. It's a long time since I had
Right.
duck.
I like dogs, and I would never touch the flesh of a dog, so
I said ducks.
Okay.
I'm dogs.
Like the
I'd
bird.
just like to say that as far as ducks go, they are evil. I have seen them, and they are almost as evil as geese. They will rape chickens for fun.
So, Chris, I think in miniature
well-
form, this creature would be quite cute. It's somewhat reminiscent to me of a turtle or a Pac-Man frog. You know, a fat Pac-Man frog with a huge mouth, except much wiser and versatile. So it does have tendrils
So are
on
you
its back.
saying they'd be like what's it called? Sea. Anybody remember that?
Which one?
I do not.
Seaman?
no.
No.
But yeah.
Okay, it was
On the
They-
topic
they
of
were-
you asking me, don't I like mice? Did you literally just forget the fact that the Skaven,
Yeah.
the race I like second most,
Mm.
their most favorite pastime, I should say, is killing other Skaven.
Second
And-
most.
That is one pastime they're probably not going to run out of anytime soon.
Well, that's kind of my backstory as well. Cynocephaly do hunt other cynocephaly, so
Mm.
gets runs in
So-
the family.
Chris, without enough knowledge on the Zergs there, and this one in particular, what would be the risk of it assimilating?
Oh, he would. See, unlike the corrupted Zerg, the Zerg swarm that was forged by Amon,
Mhm.
they are the ones who spread a lot and infest other things and that kind of thing. The primal Zerg are kind of the opposite. They assimilate things into themselves and evolve as individuals.
Nice.
So
So
the
it was-
corrupted ones are the one slaves of Asel Naga, am I correct?
Used to be. If you are familiar with the game Stellaris, which I can see Procrastitron is, the Zerg swarm is playing wide, and the Primal Zerg are playing high.
Okay.
Those are the playstyles where playing wide means you spread around as much as possible and cover as much of the map, whilst playing high means you have a very planets, but they become better and better, and you have increased technology and stuff. That's kind of the difference. The swarm
I
spreads
see.
itself everywhere, whilst the primal Zerg hunt
Kind of
and
evolve.
devour things and
Mhm.
evolve personally on their own.
Nice. I had no idea about
Sounds
these
like the
two
better option.
factions of them, so that's very interesting to learn
So yeah,
today.
I might need to use the shrinking machine every once in a while
Right.
for the lad, because he will grow again.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zervin.
Right. Just keep the machine handy and keep him shrunken, right, as he evolves. Because yes, he will certainly evolve evolve to
will
larger
certainly.
states.
Become larger over time.
Nice. All right. Well, that was
So
definitely a
basically, the
fun
pet
one.
with the most maintenance.
Why is it that thing keeps bleeding? I don't get it. Is it a
There's
defense
so many of
mechanism?
them. He's
That's
just
what I was
evolving
asking.
to everything.
Oh,
It
I
all
see
makes
myself.
sense
I
now
bleed.
that
Oh,
Jono
toilet paper roll. I bleed.
it all makes
Can
more
you
sense
imagine
now
how
that
much
Jono
cleanup duty it has to be?
Explained that when it bleeds is when it evolves. So now it all makes more sense. All these
Oh,
memes. I'm glad he
Can
pointed
you
that out
imagine
at
how
the
much
start.
cleanup duty you have to do with that thing?
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Oh, here's more blood. Oh, here's more blood. Oh,
So
look.
anyway,
Here on the
Chris,
counter is also more blood.
I like the appearance of it again. Shrunken down, I like the way it looks. It just looks like one of those fun pets that are easy to care for, to eat.
Oh, this is sad to hear.
What's that?
Gentlemen, do you recall how a couple days ago I posted?
Ha!
Ew. Ew.
Ha!
Just-
Okay, that is creepy but funny.
Go on, Chris.
Do you recall how I posted that me and Smog would likely be having a debate on
Yes,
which is
I
a
was
better
gonna ask you.
movie, Requiem or 2018's The Predator?
Yep.
Yeah, apparently Smaug has come off of his alcohol and is now, as I mentioned that to him, what the fuck was I on when I said the 2018 was better than Requiem? So that might not happen because
see.
he has sobered up
End
and
of debate.
realized his mistake.
Oh yeah, that brings me on to my dragon whenever that's going to happen. My topic, my creature, my monster.
All right, Chris, please choose the next person.
I'm gonna choose the bargain bin Star Trek villain reject.
Okay. C to the stage.
Thank you, Chris. I would
welcome.
like to tell. I think I have three actually, because I'm a strange person. First of all is the least logical of them, the Slan Mage Priest. It's just a tiny frog that sits and meditates most of the day, but is frighteningly frighteningly powerful due to its psychic potential, and it's also incredibly wise. But it does just sit down every day and just sleeps and eats and God knows what.
Okay.
So I'm certain you can guess that that's
Images.
yes.
Big
Let me
fat
find a
toads.
Slan Mage Priest. It's basically a toad, but
They're
just a
big
tad.
fat toad people that float on magical scooters, like old people scooters.
Yes, let me
Kind
see
of
if I can
reminds
find
me
a
of
good
Naruto.
picture of a Slan, because some of them look horrifying and terrible, and others just look horrifyingly terrible. Most of them actually looks terrifying, but I like the Slan. There's a certain humor to having these ginormous, intelligent, super powerful frogs.
Sweet.
Just
Damn, that thing's ugly.
Of the lizard
Jeez.
men.
I know,
I love this guy too.
but they are powerful, and that's the fun part, because I don't think their size actually affects how powerful they are psychically.
Great.
It looks like it had 10 too many meals in one day.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Cut off on the flies. man.
It's feeding its
Cut off
knowledge.
on the flies.
So
The
basically,
gray one sits next to the green one's pretty cool.
you could take
The
a
like shark fin on the head. The
nice.
green one, yay,
Yeah.
just looks obese.
So basically,
Well,
you can
I
take
think
this
these
is
people
Master
underestimating
Mundi.
it.
I don't think I want. I mean,
Oh,
it would
boy.
be super cool to have my own little miniature
He's standing up.
Master Mundi, just because that he actually is. I play Warhammer. He actually is a miniature.
Hey, guy.
Oh,
Right,
he
right.
looks cool.
Exactly. So you
For
can already
the
imagine.
for the record, Lord Mazdamundi is technically the Hitler of Warhammer Fantasy.
I see. I
Yes,
always
we all
wondered
know
about him.
that.
I always wondered
But
about
I just
him.
like his headdress. Just imagine this cute little frog
Yeah.
with this headdress, just sitting down meditating all day.
Because I always
Probably.
wanted him as a miniature. So.
Me too.
Wow.
Okay, guys, imagine this.
And by the Hitler of Warhammer Fantasy, he is the technically second most powerful magical thing on the planet. And there is races in the world that exist without the gods of the lizardmen having made them and allowed them to live. So obviously, in order to restore balance to the world, those things need to be exterminated. Every
Yes.
last one.
You just had to bring up the Hitler
Love it.
part.
Love it.
You couldn't
Jeez,
just.
So look at
I
the
hope there's no
second
people
image
who are,
above,
like,
guys.
Writing is called a.
sensitive about those things in the chat.
I'm sorry. The big dinosaur thing that is his mobility scooter is Zlok, and he is a stegodon, which has technically the head of a triceratops and a big spiked tail. And see, what happened with that thing is it's a very old animal, and because Mazdamundi needed something to walk him
Can we
around
just
so he wouldn't
link to the
bother-
Arch video, Chris? You don't
No.
have to retell it.
No, because we can't watch videos on streams.
I know, but we can just link it to the people that want to hear that. Arch Warhammer, guys. Go watch him up. Search Master Mundi. It's
There you
It's
go.
kind of
Summary.
You should watch him.
Alright,
But
alright,
in
alright.
short,
So what's the
just
second
because
monster?
something-
now my second one, Chris,
Dinosaur- Okay,
would be a dragon because
Nice.
dragons are cool. But
Cool.
Oh,
Any
you also-
particular
well, guess what?
dragon?
Now you need a new one.
well, I just wanted a dragon, but there was a third one. Now I need to remember what that one was. Just put me off track.
Focus.
Was it an
Come again?
was it an interrupting cow? I've got.
No.
Any particular
quite.
dragon? See.
Well, mostly likely, yeah, magical, super intelligent one that has found out that I can treat it well enough for it to never leave me. Probably is
Question
going to
Z.
outlive me.
Cool.
Yes.
When you say dragon, do you mean like dragon with the 4 legs and wings, or do you mean wyvern as in the arms that are wings and the 2 legs?
Or do you mean a worm with no limbs, or do you mean a lindworm that has
no?
two
Okay,
limbs?
A
okay,
wyvern or a
okay.
dragon?
I just
no
meant
wings.
an intelligent talking creature that is dragon-like and could spew fire.
He means dragon. Dragon.
So basic bit dragon.
I was just
Yes,
wondering
he
if he's
did
being
say that.
specific.
And then
So-
there was the third one. I do not remember right now, but
He
there was a
doesn't
It
third
was a
one.
big furry spider.
You go shit. That's
Imagine this, guys. So look at
Did
this.
I hear?
I know.
Look at this image of
know.
the first one he posted. Put a blonde wig on it, and who is it? Come on, guys. Come on, who is it?
Blue blonde wig.
Put a blonde
Blonde
wig
wig.
on this guy, and who is it?
Dio.
Oh, come on.
Someone from Queen's family.
Donald Trump. Just some political
Yeah.
humor.
I mean, there are more orange lands out there.
Okay.
So Z, you're saying that is a draconic creature that is sentient and intelligent and knows you'll treat it right. Is that correct?
Something like that.
Best dragon.
Okay.
And then there was something else. I do not remember, but it could have been a skink. It could just have been one of those servant class. They're just super adorable.
Now, speaking
A
of
skank?
dragons,
I've got a couple of those in the.
and if you
Is this something you are not
Heaven's
related to?
sakes.
if you remember,
Is there
see,
something negative?
Well, let's
Is there
see.
something positive you're related to?
just let us know later.
A couple of things, but they stay away from the rest of.
A skink
So far,
tree
I've only heard
specifically,
negative
because
things.
those things are just super adorable. Maybe
Now-
not cuddly adorable, but the kind of thing you would have under.
Now, speaking of
Okay, that is
dragons,
adorable.
I have to bring up one of my favorites that I've brought up a couple times here now. The one of Dragonheart. That would be a great one to have Shrunken as a friend. He's friendly, he's wise, he's
That brown
just
dragon.
super awesome. Okay, C, can you shout out the next person to share?
Well, who's left?
We have Darth Phoenix, we have JMPF, we have Queen of Kobolds, and
Well, kobolds seem to be very proactive.
oh, hold on. I need to share on behalf of Raincrawler on YouTube. Sorry. So, just a moment, guys. Raincrawler said that he wanted to share one, and it is a gargoyle, because this way I cannot be tempted to use it at daylight. Plus, being a humanoid,
Depends
he
on the sort of
would-
gargoyle. Gargoyle.
he
And
would
that
be
really
a
limits
friend,
your
not
options.
a pet. He also says, at opposite, I would be fun. It would be fun to have Clown Spawn. Oh yes, the Violator, telling me to do evil things on my shoulder. Agreed,
At
Raincrawler.
night. When you can't do anything because you're too tired.
The Violator would be awesome in miniature size, especially when he turns into the fat clown and back. So a gargoyle that's pretty smart and only active at night. I like that. Cool. What do you guys think about those two?
They're good. They're good. I've got a query. As far as shrinking them down, do we have to shrink them down to 6 inches, or can they be a little bit bigger but just smaller?
Smaller creatures like fairies.
I was just wondering if somebody chose like a lung Asian dragon, if they could just have a big dragon scarf, just lay.
Right. We'll see. If you have something in mind later when it's your turn, you can talk about it. But trying to stick to the rules.
I was just wondering if
especially
that
since-
sort of size was so specifically 6 inches.
Too big, I'd say. I want to keep it really miniaturized. Fit in your pocket size, you know.
I mean, I wonder if I could have Slack and Master Mundi on one.
I like the gargoyle idea because if you for fun, friendly banter, as it turns into stone during the day, I'd paint it up in really funky, funny colors that are offensive to it. So at night it animates and it would be all pissed at me and have to clean the paint off of itself.
And when it's done cleaning, it will take your awful revenge on you.
But I mean, during the day, it could sit with all my miniatures, and nobody would tell the difference. Good stuff. Okay, so back to, let's see, who said stuff? Louis said he loves the idea of the tiny clown idea. It was an idea about tiny terrors turned gigantic. Yeah. Okay, cool. So back to you, C, I think, right?
Yeah.
C, who did you choose?
Any of you who know me
Kobold.
will probably know.
It's a kobold.
Yes.
Cool.
Wow. If I had a miniature kobold, there would be literally nothing I could do with it. I'd accidentally break it and feel.
Yeah.
That is a.
I need something.
More
The reason I
durable.
was asking about the sizing of things is because I needed to figure out how durable of a creature I needed to choose, so I didn't.
Knew it.
I mean, my Slan
Right.
has a force field.
Something to
so-
consider. So
My
what is it,
creatures have
Bago?
regeneration, so I don't have any problems.
I would probably want to have either Niv Mizzet or Ugin.
Okay.
Come
Those
on,
are
people
what?
who they're magical dragon. They're super intelligent. One of them's a planeswalker. Can somebody bring up some pictures of?
Can you type
Ugin
out the
and...
names and I'll get the
I do not
images?
know that creature.
Just write out the names. Yeah,
I do not. I've never heard of these creatures. Maybe I'm stupid.
I'm on it.
Maybe I
also
have,
never
and I'm
heard of
just
these
stupid.
creatures.
But...
It's from Magic the Gathering, so a lot
Oh,
of
that
you
explains
won't
why I
know.
don't play Magic the Gathering.
Okay, so here's Ugin. So he does look like quite the spirit dragon. That would be so beautiful in that scale. I'd be taking photographs of it all day. And the Niz Mitsit, the Fire Mind. Okay, let's check this one out. I'm sure it's
should
going to
get
be
into that.
opposing in color.
But that's another hobby to spend money at, and I don't really need one of those.
Let's see here. What's a good image here? This one. Beautiful. And like I said, he is on the other side of the color wheel. Okay, so Bago,
yeah. So,
explain.
they're both powerful in magic. Niv Mizzet the Firemind is a super powerful wizard, so much so that he was able to get a scheme that would allow him to fight against a god dragon planeswalker, which is about as powerful. And I would prefer Nicol Bolas's twin Ugin because he just looks less like a. That's right, I said it. Nicol Bolas just keeps on turning more and more like a goblin with every art that was done of him.
Yes, Nicol Bolas.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the one I read about. I think who was sending me
Yeah.
info on this one? I think it was
Ugin.
Yosef.
Ugin is Nicol Bolas's twin. He's the nice twin, and so he'd be cool.
Yeah.
They'd probably live in my hair or something.
I'm surprised he didn't go D&D here.
And let's be honest, they're such powerful wizards that they'd be able to get a lot of things done that I couldn't. Even as small, they could just become big again.
True.
Seeing as planeswalkers can create whole realities
Yep.
and angels, they're basically... That'd be good to have in my pocket.
Yeah, reading up on these guys, Nicol Bolas, they're basically, at god level tier in this universe, guys, so they're pretty powerful.
Niv Mizzet isn't a planeswalker, but he could figure out a way to become one. And again, that would be pretty cool. Just go planeshopping for a while.
So, Bago, out of these two that we posted here, since they do nicely appear kind of, like a black and white, like opposing at least by aesthetics, which one would you choose then? So what's your number one out of the two?
I'd have to have a conversation with each and see which one could sell themselves as a better bet.
Nice.
Like, Niv Mizzet is really good at explosions, and intelligence and flame can be the same thing. You can burn somebody with your intelligence with them. That's pretty cool. He makes all sorts of gadgets and things and has scientist wizards at his beck and call. But Ugin, he's a magical spirit dragon that can change planes and summon forth ghosts and shit.
I know that I
obviously
am
the
horribly
second option is
uneducated, but I
The
might.
second
also
option
make
is the
artifacts.
best.
May I add something?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
When you say change planes, I imagine him just sitting in an airport waiting for a plane coming along, just looking at his.
Yay.
I mean, honestly, that
I
would be a
should
pretty
go to
good
the
power in
red
and
swan.
of itself.
The
Just
mango
sitting
swan.
down and change planes whenever he wants to.
You can just imagine like a plane coming. I would like the mango plane next. Boom. Okay, I changed
Louis
planes.
said, I'm
Great.
surprised nobody mentioned the original Pocket
But
Monster.
what I mean, yeah, he's basically able to move dimensions at will and has godlike powers on all of them.
Right.
Well, then why don't you pick the second one? That's so much better. Magic always beats explosions.
They both have magic. They just have different flavors of magic. One of them has sciencey stuff, and the other one is all mystical and shit.
Mystical magic.
Okay.
Mystical.
I mean, ideally, he's more powerful and all, but Niv Mizzet might be able to carry a better conversation.
Right.
Power
No,
is
it's a
not
good
everything.
answer, Bago. You thought it over.
Interesting.
Louis over on YouTube said, I'm surprised nobody mentioned the original Pocket Monster, a genie. And I'm surprised too, because that's something that got brought up
That's actually
when
a
we
good
were
point.
talking
I
about Friend
mean, a
Monster.
genie is
I did
kind
think
of
about it.
cheating. as it kind of can be whatever it wants to be.
Right. It's an OP
Yeah,
one.
to be
Yeah,
so
honest,
will it want to
it's
be
not
what
really
you want it?
shrunken. It's just that the lamp you've got carrying around with you
Yeah.
is small.
So you
think
have to
it's
keep
still
hold of
pretty large.
a tiny lamp.
I think
Nevertheless.
honestly why nobody chose
Can
it
you
here
imagine?
is because we are a fair bunch, we're an intelligent bunch, and we don't take the easy way out. Just
I
like I
mean,
see you guys role
I
play.
think
If somebody
I know
goes in and
why I
role
wouldn't
plays,
choose a genie.
if somebody goes in and
think I know
role plays at
why.
OP, they're not a good role player, right? But if somebody goes into a role play chat and knows how to play it with the rules and keep it interesting, that's kind of a experienced role player, as we are experienced monster talkers, so we do not take the easy way out, I guess.
Hold on.
I
I
think
just
it's
had a
because
thought.
what Will Smith did to the last genie I saw. Yeah.
There we go. That still
Question:
has
if you shrink down a genie, does that mean you
traumatic
shrink down a
effect.
lamp?
That would in
Here's my
theory make
response.
sense, but yes,
That would be like saying if you shrink down a person, does it shrink their prison?
yes, if they are in
Wait,
prison,
what?
yes. The
Okay,
lamp
guys.
is the magical component that bind them, basically.
Yeah, if
And
it's a
God
part of
knows if
them,
they just simply escape from this plane.
right?
I mean,
It really depends on
Yeah.
whether they're actually attached to a lamp, first of all, and second of all, in some media, they're just an elemental creature that is, and that would be a wholly different thing. They're just happen to be trapped within this item, and there's a spell holding them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm thinking now. Is if you shrink them, does that mean you're releasing them? Does that mean you're shrinking the lamp? Because can you imagine now? A genie is about human size, more or less now.
yes.
So imagine you shrink down a human to about, let's say, 6 centimeters big. If the lamp were to shrink with that, goodbye genie, because the lamp will be smaller than your pinky's nail. Good luck picking that thing up and rubbing it.
I mean,
Goodbye genie, you're stuck in there forever, buddy.
Okay.
I mean that would be easily solvable with the first wish just being I wish the lamp was bigger, because I don't think anyone with a tiny lamp like that is not going to be able to stop that.
But how are you gonna get him out in the first place to get him to do the wish if he's stuck in there?
If you knew that you're going to get 3 wishes, you would try your best to, I don't know, rub that lamp. I'm certain of it. If you knew with any
This
certainty
poor
that
guy.
there was a magically wish-fulfilling genie inside of that lamp, I don't think there were. I don't think we'll find anyone that wouldn't try at least.
All right. Moving past the genie.
Chris,
slowly.
thank you for posting the dragon wife.
I have
You're
a
welcome.
quick thing I like to do, but now we've already posted so many things that got buried a little bit. If you guys may, scroll back to the 2 dragons that Bago posted. He already gave me his answer, but I would like to perform this question with all of you, since they are so opposing in appearance. So please, if you may, in text and in voice, let me know which one you guys would choose. So Darth Phoenix, which of the 2 dragons would be your choice? It's like choosing an element almost. Dogdanza, JMPF, everybody. So as far as voice goes, I'll ask you guys in voice. Donzo, which one would you choose out of those 2?
Mystical, 100% mystical.
Okay.
Screw the science guy.
I like science. I'm going to go science.
Okay, C says the red one. Chris,
The more powerful one.
the more powerful one. And
Big
Baco
one.
already.
The blue one.
The blue one, so the mystical one says JMPF. Okay, and let's read the text. Nismitset, so the red one says Darth. Okay, so almost even there. I would go with first a little bit with Bago said first of all to get to know them a little bit more, but out of just what I see here and learned, I'd go with the blue one, Ugin, as well. Okay.
And basically, that one sounds like the more OP one.
I'd also like to say, if you've got a friend of Ugin, he also comes with the baggage of having a terrible evil twin that's trying to take over the multiverse.
Okay,
I mean,
that's tricky then.
Chef
I mean
Ruben.
that is a risk I'm willing to take.
He just
He'll also try and bring you along on the merry adventures of trying to not get killed. Well, stop.
While
Which one's Boogan? Mystical or science?
Ugin just seems like
I'm
he'd
talking
be less.
about the mystical one right now.
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
it.
He just seems like he'd be less likely to bite your finger. Looking at that other one. Okay, let's go with the next one. So that was Bago. Thank you for sharing that, Bago, and staying to your theme. Who do you choose next? You can choose between Darth Phoenix and
Phoenix.
JMPF. Darth Phoenix, it is your turn. This will be interesting. Let's see if he's going to go SCP on us.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. The sculpture.
Yeah, I like that. I like that different people have their themes. It's fun. Arthur in 2025. Pro John Darth. Right. No,
I mean-
you guys will be out of here long prior to that. Or 2025? Not necessarily. I just don't think a lot of people will be
Are you
remaining
saying
in
you're
the
kicking us
Monsterhood
out?
once they're my age. No, they're saying once I get bigger or something, like I'll forget about them or something.
Poor
I'm
insecure.
unforgettable.
There you go. Boggle will
Sadly.
sing that. Chris? We wait in anxious silence as Darth Phoenix.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is it me or is everybody quiet?
I'm trying
Arthur.
to.
Arthur, while he's typing, I've got a question.
Hey,
How do you feel about
about what? About what, Bago?
Arthur? How do you feel about?
You better not be screwing with me here. About what?
How do you feel about heli?
I must say, that's the most random question I've ever heard in my life.
Pro, is he screwing with me? About helicopters. Okay, I did hear heli,
I don't know.
but then I was thinking maybe Bago's just not saying the last word to screw with me.
No, I said helicopter.
Okay. It's a trap, apparently.
How do you?
It's such warnings. Okay.
It's a trap.
Yeah. I guess I'll be moving on. I already dig enough holes for myself in this Monsterhood. Next week, Mushroom Monsters, says Louis.
It was a simple question. Why is it so hard for you?
Because it's so random.
Sorry, Bago. I have my advisors who apparently think I'll forget about them, but they still support me. Okay. Moving on. Darth Phoenix. He said, I need to do something. Be right back. Okay. Let's go with JMPF. And then we'll come back to Darth, if that's all right. So, JMPF, you're welcome to speak if you like. Please respect the speakers, ladies and gents. Okay, he's going to write. And it
My
is
choice.
The mimics.
a Judas breed colony from Mimic. The movie Mimic.
I'll keep it in a terrarium. I keep it in a terrarium.
Is that a helicopter upside down?
Shh.
Oh, the horror.
Guys,
The
quiet down.
horror.
I want to see this.
Quiet
I want to see
down.
this. Is this a video? I need to
It's
see
a
this.
helicopter upside
Oh,
down.
wow.
All right. Okay, back to you, JMPF.
Wow.
Quiet down, guys.
I
Go
can
ahead,
just
James.
imagine the people in that helicopter, the panic. Is it gonna blow or not?
JMPF, go ahead,
How
speak.
do you do that?
JMPF, you can speak.
I'll keep it in a terrarium like they were ants.
Okay. It looks like a humanoid cockroach.
Yep.
And JMPF, is it intelligent? What can it do?
They can mimic humans and they can take over tunnels.
Take over what? Did you guys hear him?
Mm-hmm.
He said take over what?
I'm
Tunnel.
not sure.
Tunnels.
Okay, and this is...
Like subway stations.
Oh, I see. Okay, tunnels. And, okay, so where is this from Mimic? Is this from the movie?
It's a movie Mimic.
Okay, it is the movie. Mimic.
Basically, the backstory was that they bred like these cockroach things to kill termites because termites were, I think it was termites, was it? Either termites or cockroaches were having like a very dangerous disease that they were spreading.
Dear
were
Lord,
cockroaches.
that thing.
And then the mimics were ultimately like bred to kill them, but then evolved over time into these large man-eating bugs.
Nice. Yeah, I remember we brought up the movie, I think, and I even mentioned it in videos. I still haven't watched it. But that's actually a cool idea. A small little mimic, of course. Hopefully friendly or just keeping him as a pet enclosed. That would be interesting. Even if he were like simple and he would mimic other creatures, other animals. What a fun little miniature pet to have. I wonder if he would mimic a larger
that would
animal
actually
like a
be pretty
dog.
cool.
Would he be a full-size dog or a miniature dog? Interesting. Thank you, JMPF, for sharing. I like the idea very much. Let's move on to Darth Phoenix. He's here, and it is an SCP. It's SCP-111, Dragon Snails. Oh, that sounds so perfect. I love it already.
That sounds adorable. That sounds adorable.
They're the most adorable.
It sounds
Excellent.
really cute.
They're the cutest. Stellaris flashback, right? Did someone say snail?
Oh.
Darth Phoenix, tell us why. Tell us what it can do. Obviously, it looks like it can breathe fire, as we say it. We need a dragon emoji, too. Don't forget. Look, there it is. I'll do the head one. It's not the full body. So, what do you know,
Moment of
Darth
silence.
Phoenix? Oh boy, I'm considering the whole time as we're speaking which ones are my favorites that people have shared today, and I gotta rethink it now. Damn snails, that's the Stellaris snail.
That is so cute.
Yeah, their whole race.
They are very not good creatures, though.
What, they're not friendly?
No.
This thing's face
They're not
just
as
says
cu-
friendly.
They aren't as cute as flail snail.
What?
Oh no.
I love all the
Okay,
responses.
somebody needs to pull up a picture of a flail snail now.
Let's see, we should do a whole talk about snail monsters.
Oh, that's adorable.
I love all the emoji responses.
Well, as long
to
as it's
that
not that
dragon
bloody snail from Neverending Story, it's a very good character. As long as it's not that bloody thing.
Ah, yes. Well, Neverending Story had the fast snail.
Disappointment to us all.
That was a cool mount. Stellaris snail people are usually
Cool idea.
xenophobes and slavers. Okay, 2 meters tall. Oh god. Ooh,
Oh wow,
that's
that looks
beautiful.
awesome.
What is that? Just a random concept art or something you found, Pro? I like it. I
Can
explosion.
we kill it?
Yay.
Cheese him, Dio. Such
Use
a beautiful
my
creature and you want to
emoji.
kill it.
Snails
Well,
are
Oh, okay.
a strange thing for me. I don't usually like slimy thing, but snails have a certain place in my heart. They're just slow moving and harmless
Right.
for all intents and purposes.
There you go. Okay, Darth Phoenix says, well, except the fire breathing, it can be a normal pet. I think some researchers even have them as pets. They're cute. I like them. I totally agree.
What, SCP researchers? Like a class... What's a class A personnel?
Right.
What do you mean just like people have snails as pets?
I think SCP... researchers within the compounds of the SCP compounds.
I would definitely do that. Any
For
day.
sure. I've
Such a
already
cute
uploaded my 2 videos here on the snails that I am keeping on this channel, actually, if you guys want to check those out. So for sure, I would be keeping this snail. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
snails
collecting
as pets.
Yep.
I can't seem to send the pictures of the flail snail. Damn it.
It is
I'm sorry.
sent.
Hold
We
on,
are able
how
to
do you
see the
spell that?
flail
Let me
snail.
go to Google.
Pro,
Thank
you've
you
earned
for-
it.
That's a good one.
Okay, those SCP snails were created by a crazy toy company called Dr. Wondertainment. Huh, okay, interesting. Best video game snail, Stellar Snail, Procrastitron says. Those were sent as eggs to the Foundation. Okay, we're slowly going to wrap it up. I'll let Darth share here. He's responding to him. That's a fairly big. There's much... Oh, yeah, there's the larger full-grown one. Yep. Snails are awesome, guys. There's so many in variety, and it's just an interesting evolutionary animal, how it survives slowly, and its tactics for hunting or feeding and just survival in general. As
What
all
was the
animals, I
name of
find
that giant
fascinating.
snail that ate, what's it called? Sea slugs. Not sea slugs. There's a giant sea slug somewhere that just is a giant sea slug that eats
Not
other
sure.
snails. Let me see if I can find it.
There is an assassin snail that
I've
goes
never
and
heard of
hunts
that.
other
I've heard of
snails.
bobbit worms, but I've never heard
The
of
assassin
sea
snail.
snails like that.
And then there's the African giant snail, which is just a big land snail. I plan on collecting
They're the
these
size
actually
of
slowly.
rabbits and they breed.
Yeah,
That sounds horrifying.
they are big. You can see a video on YouTube of this girl holding one. Apparently it's... Yeah. Okay, he's getting up more information.
Reminds me
Okay,
of
guys.
that giant dog-sized rat thing.
We are
we have.
an hour and 40 minutes in. That's a good length. Let's talk about our next topics. So one suggestion we had that I kind of formulated from what Dogdanza was saying was monstrous versions of us. And we can dig deeper into what we mean by that in just a moment or when you guys are curious. But that's one suggestion. Again, we have a mushroom monster suggestion by Louis. So that's 2. Any other suggestions for next week's discussion? If we have one, I might skip next week. I'll let you guys know during the week. But nonetheless, let's choose the next topic. This video. Burglar hermit crabs. It's a giant horse conch. Conch. Another type of...
Arthur, if you choose the
Gastropod.
monsters that we represent, can I just give you the info that I have, as that I will not be able to put?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Take a look at the size of that snail.
Cool, thanks. It's huge.
I know.
Let's see. I'm playing the
I
video.
love the orange and black.
Yeah, it is a
Good
lovely
contrast.
snail. Well, conch. It's a lovely conch. There's...
Gentlemen, I might actually need to head off. So
Do you
I
have
bid
any
you a
s-
good night.
Chris, do you have any
Have a good time.
suggestions for the next topic?
Good
I'm
night,
sorry?
Chris. Sleep well.
Do you have any suggestions for
What'd
the
you
next
say?
topic?
Honestly, I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay,
I'm
which one
drawing a
would you
blank.
choose out of those 2? Monstrous versions of ourselves or... what's the other one? Mushroom monsters.
Or what? Mushroom monster. What's a mushroom monster?
All the
Monsters
different
that
mushroom...
look like
Plant
mushrooms.
monsters.
fungus monsters.
Oh, and oils.
I guess monstrous selves, I suppose.
Okay. All right, Chris, have a good night.
Have a good time.
We'll see ya.
Be safe, bro. Till next time.
Yeah, it's much larger than those crabs. That's a great video. That's an excellent video. I think I'll have to replay it. Okay, guys, so no more suggestions. I like if there's at least 3. Should I come up with another one? Or should we just go with this?
I would like
Well, you are
myself
the
to-
leader, so
Let's go with
ahead.
these. Okay. Let me type them out. Mushroom.
Looks like Procrastron also wants to add something. Pig hippo hybrid. The hell?
Did you have a suggestion, Pro? You have something to share. Hold on. Or you already did, maybe. Holes join. I know, right? Hippo hybrid.
Question.
Discord announcement.
Pigs and hippos are both aggressive animals.
Pig hippo.
Why do you want to
hybrid.
bring another predator into the world?
I don't know what you're
Especially one like that.
talking about, Pro pig hippo hybrid, but Discord announcement, so everyone can know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm typing out the two options. I think we have two so far. So go ahead, Pro. Fungus or
Moment of silence.
okay, guys. Here are the two options. Respond with an emoji on which one you choose, or write it out or say it. So Louis Zenadog, Raincrawler, and Bass Boy, if you're still there on YouTube, choose mushroom or monstrous selves. I don't know. The emojis that correspond the most, I guess. Actually, that's tricky. We don't really have any.
Jeez, and this is the most one-sided one I've ever seen. Everybody's going for the one option.
I think so. Here everybody's going for monstrous selves. We have 2 votes for monstrous selves. Actually, we have 4 if I read.
Yes, I would like to
Five.
support monstrous
count
votes,
5.
monstrous selves too. I actually have a lot of
And then
artwork
we-
of my monstrous self. Haha.
And then we also
Ooh,
have
woo,
Chris.
you're all going to talk about your monstrous.
Louis,
Monstersonas. Yes, that is probably a good term for it.
let's be honest. Everybody loves to talk about themselves. I've learned that a
And
long time ago.
especially monsters.
Louis
Monster
asked to
Sonas.
explain
that
it.
sounds awesome.
Okay, Louis, so to explain monstrous selves, actually, I haven't thoroughly thought about it yet, but what I'm thinking is if we have a monster version of ourselves, so not us changing into monsters, but having another version of ourselves, but it being monstrous, what do you think it would be like? You know, putting
Oh,
all
I
the
know.
elements of what you love into it. So if you love reptiles, or if you love fire, or if you love water or earth, you know, everything you love and are, putting
It's
it
rare
into
that something branded
a
and
form.
copyrighted
so
fits
what
so
you
perfectly
be.
with what I want to be, and I already have art of it.
So here are examples.
Can I also give a suggestion, Arthur?
For what? For another option?
For the monster selves.
Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, okay. I was thinking above with the like what you just added now about like the fire breathing and stuff. We all basically everybody here represents some form of monster or non-human. Like I only know of maybe 2 humanoids. The rest of us are basically monsters. So
That
we can
is a fair
also
point.
add upon that and like the lore of the monster that we represent.
Cell
Above what
representative
we-
monsters. So just a
Yeah.
moment where we talked about things we like. I can behind that.
So, okay, so, yeah, and I forgot about that part, Dog, so thanks for reminding me, too. Because he's bringing up also what you guys have in your profile images. So, it's up to you guys. How do you want to do this? Like, create a monster representative of yourself and explain what it would be
I like your idea. I like your idea of our whole create a whole new monster rather than just trying to pick a monster that already
Right.
exists.
Yeah,
If
because
it
in that case...
happens to somewhat coincide with a thing.
Exactly. Then it would
Yeah.
better explain why you chose that profile as well. Because, like, for example, you could have someone that loves water and swimming and reptiles, so they could choose to be, something like
Godzilla!
Creature of the Black Lagoon kind of representative. But
aquatic lizard creature like.
So
otherwise,
is
it would
to
be
become,
Z talking about Necrons because that's his profile. So, which one do you guys want to go with, or we could go with either one, or combine them?
Ultimately, it doesn't really
Why
matter.
do we have so many?
Because
I don't
yeah,
know.
like what the hell is going on? We're being
So many what?
invaded. Z, you are half robot. Control
Yes.
these bots.
I don't know.
They're coming in. All right, guys. So yeah, we'll go off of that. And I'm sure it'll link with your profiles as well. What you explain you are. But yeah, it's just not going to work for everybody because we have humans and stuff like that. Like Jono's profile is
I
John.
mean, Chris is a rat for all
Hawking.
intents and purposes.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go off the
I
elements.
think John's the only
I
human
mean-
in the group. We have a few robots. We have a few
Mhm.
like demi-humans like what was her name again? The Elf Queen. I haven't seen her in a while, but yeah. She was pretty much a humanoid. The rest of us are monsters.
So
I mean,
how we'll do
as
it?
far as profiles go, the only reason I have this is it cost me $30.
I would
Why the hell did it
recommend.
cost you $30?
Because it's a very good artist.
So
I
you
would've-
purchased it off of someone.
I would
I
recommend
understand. Mine is self-made.
for our next.
I mean, I used to have a different. Procrastron, why you cursing at me?
I would recommend for our next discussion then if you guys update your profile images to that monster, so it's easy to identify you and it goes with the theme of our next discussion. If you guys want to do that next time, so that's gonna be it. How we can represent
I
ourselves.
just got this yesterday.
How we're gonna do this is so next time you're gonna have your turn. You're gonna explain. So it's kind of like the creating monsters. We've already had a monster cast where we all created and shared our universes and monsters. Somewhat like that, with less lore, not going so deep into some lore, but rather just what this monster would be like, look like, and why. So if you choose something like a dragon, what are the reasons behind it? Well, maybe you like flight and you like reptiles or creatures of that sort. So reasons to explain it. If it's totally a unique monster, it'll be easy. So put all your passion, love, and tell us what it would appear like, what it could do. And also to follow up, you can have a little image or... Okay, so here it is. If you can, create an artwork. Create a drawing of it. A quick sketch or something just to give us an idea. If you can't or don't or you're not happy with your drawing skills, just find out some images, try to prepare it during the Monstercast or prior, of some...
Oh yeah, you can tag me in case you want to have some photoshopping done.
Of a combination
Actually,
of creatures that would
Who
most
are the big
represent-
artists? Sorry.
Go on.
Pencil.
Who are the...
Shaven
I
Rod
would
Pencil
classify
is
myself
one.
as one of them, but that patting myself on the shoulder a bit. So
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time, but I'll definitely try out. Just to give offer the stuff. Unfortunately,
yeah,
I will not
if
be
you-
partaking
as far
next
as the
time.
big art here,
Shaven Rod
maybe
Pencil.
some of them would be willing to donate a small amount of their time to do quick sketches of things.
I would love to just poke me in the side or something.
Yeah, message them. We have a few artists here varying in ability too. So, but some are more willing, to draw up something real quick. So we're not looking for great works here. We're just looking for quick conceptions so we have something that we can draw info off of.
Actually, Arthur,
Yes, sir.
on the topic of drawing now, that's actually what I wanted to ask you. As I will not really be around for the Halloween drawing, I would just like to know, do you maybe know already what we have, what's the what
Topic.
do I say?
Contest?
Yeah. Because I would like to know in the spare time that I have, I would like to create it, give it to you, and then when you have the actual thing going on, like the day, then there, my stuff
Okay.
is there because I will not be around to participate or make it.
You're speaking of the Halloween art contest?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know yet. And if once I figure it out, I can figure it out soon. I'll privately message you it.
Please
Alrighty.
do so if you do decide. If you do not decide ahead of time, it's fine. Just wanted to know if you already decided. Please alert me.
Okay. I'll try to at least do it by mid-September, but yeah, I can come up with a topic much sooner, of course. So yeah, I'll keep it in mind. I can surely do
Alright,
that.
thanks.
So as far as drawings, who's willing here? I think Darth Phoenix, he's willing to draw stuff out. We have who else? C will draw stuff out.
If I
Dante
have
will
time, I might be able to do.
just
If
poke
I have the
different
time,
people,
I might be
Bago.
able to do something. I'm not the best, but passable,
Right.
as people can see from the Cryo Kraken. Did anybody actually
Yes.
ever see that? Speaking of which, did you ever choose the kite?
The what? So many words, I don't hear anything.
Sorry, I went into fast mode for some
You went
reason,
into
and I
like
don't know why.
supersonic.
Did anyone see what, Bago?
The Cryo Kraken drawing that I did.
Put it up.
I knew that you were doing a kaiju contest a little while ago,
Oh,
and I put that in the ring, and I don't know where
then
the
yeah, it should have been talked about. You should catch up with that Monstercast because we did look at all of them and express our opinions on them. And I do remember that name, so yeah, we did. We talked about it already. That was in our last Monstercast, so it should be at the start of the Monstercast, Bago. So if you can check that out, let me know what you think.
I was stuck with family for all that happy horse.
No worries.
The
On the
bad
bright
family
side,
or
I
the
got
good
to see
family?
Piff. The gooder family. On the bright side, one of my sister, who I went to the baby shower of, they work for Piff Dragon, and I got to see.
Nice. All right, guys. So, any questions? Again, guys, if you can't draw it or if you don't get any art done in time, just get some images. Get an image. If there is something out there that's very similar to what you're talking about, just post an image when we talk. Or if it's a combination of different monsters, just get all the images of those monsters and post them here. If you won't, then I'll try to support you and I'll post while you discuss them if you want me to. So that's it, just so
I
we get some
confirm that
visual
we're
idea.
making our own monsters. We're not talking about monsters that already exist.
I think so, yeah. Something,
I
unless
think
it
if you think
could.
that
I
a
can
certain
get down with
monster
that.
represents you that already exists, you can choose that.
Exactly. So if you think a fire dragon is exactly you, then that's fine. Just explain it and that's it.
Alright,
Alrighty.
I'll send you all the information, seeing as I won't be here.
Right
Next
on. Louis says that they
Sure.
are very interesting in one bits and pieces footage. Louis is gonna enjoy this. Louis, I want to see some artwork.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure you'll make a video about it
I
as
would
well.
like to meet
You
this
should.
Louis character at some point.
You should probably contact me personally. I have a bad habit of forgetting, and I'm
Oh yes,
don't
and
want to.
Raincrawler, yours, I'm sure will be awesome if you draw it up. I'm excited to see this because I want it to be like really your element, who you are. I want to look at that monster and say clearly, okay, that is Procrastitron or that's Bog, So like a real elemental.
What are you expecting?
I am expecting a big boobed, scaly tailed fiend.
It must have, as you are a queen, you must have a, what is this thing called on the head? A
I'm
crown.
kidding.
You must have a crown.
One thing
Absolutely necessary.
I would expect from this
What
next
the hell is
discussion
that?
is for us to learn more about one another. We already know a fair bit about one another, but I think this can share more. Like Bog said, what do you expect from one of me? Well, I said jokingly that, but we can certainly learn more about Bog if he goes deep into creating this creature about things we don't know yet. So, yeah, it should be a
Well,
fun one.
I'm blessed with the fortune of being what I wanted to be for a long time.
And Pro says Dragon Vor.
Mm,
Bog being a Vor.
I am what I wanted to be, but I can always add a little bit of spice to it.
Wow, Procrastron trying to curse me. I'll get in my deep. A little
I
bit.
can just
That's
imagine.
his drawing.
And this is a little gag from when I was still here often. With
Gags.
Procrastron,
I'm sure I've got some of.
with
In your
Procrastron having
family.
so many different forms,
Okay,
he should
Bog.
actually be like an android that can change his shape. Because, like, seriously, he's got so many forms. He's got the communist, he's got Mantis. He's literally the shapeshifter
Wrapping
amongst
up
us.
here.
So he should just be an android that can, like, alter his form externally. With the endoskeleton robot.
By the way,
I do
Bog,
love the skeleton robot.
Bogo, as far as
I don't care if it's a thing anymore, Procrastron. That's how it was. You and your many forms.
Right. He says it's not while he's already in a different... Well, yeah, he's not in the Mechagodzilla form. But he's still arguing it.
He had a Godzilla form, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he's the Mechagodzilla one usually under Procrastatron, and he has
Yeah.
been. It's just the role player moments now. And Bago, by the way, the drawing you have here of the cephalopod, that's good enough. We can clearly see what it is, so I think your skill is good enough to represent yourself. I was thinking maybe you're really
Yeah,
bad, like stick figures, but no, you're good.
I'd prefer to get something from somebody else while I do things for other.
That would be an interesting.
Okay, what's the point in
game.
that?
Nice. It's a pay it forward
Because
thing.
I don't feel good representing myself.
I see.
I don't feel good about representing others.
Overpowered people.
By the way, how do you feel about helicopters?
Okay, we're wrapping this up, guys.
Avoiding the question once again.
What was I gonna say here?
Well,
I
have a
forgot.
good time, guys.
So
It was good to see you again,
next
Z.
time we'll be talking about
I will
monsters
hopefully
that represent
be,
us.
Be alive again.
I really forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, so we'll be talking about monsters that represent us. Show something visual if you can. Oh yes, the thing I wanted to mention, guys, is don't get into crazy lore. This isn't about lore. This is you in this life. It's mainly about form, what you look like, and why. Of course, it's going to include lore, real lore of your life, the reasons why you came about creating it. So, because I saw this mentioned on our YouTube chat there, so don't go and post crazy long things like we've done when we were creating our own monsters and worlds and sharing that because of limited time. So keep that in mind, just limited time. Share a good amount, of course, about yourself, but don't overdo it. As anyway, things get boring unless you really make it entertaining and show visuals and all that throughout the whole explanation. So keep
It
in
would
mind,
seem like I'll have to do more than just a single picture.
summarize it.
Just remember,
I can just see Z,
get
you know,
distracted
your
easily.
old book.
So keep me in mind. Somewhere down the road, I'm not lonely.
Wait, what?
Okay, guys,
I'm lost.
wrapping this up. Monstercast
I said
done.
wait, it's still going? Oh shit.
Yes, if you want to stay
I
around
thought it
for
was done a long time ago.
after hours, then you're welcome to. The previous to last week, we had some real hours with Arthur. Last week, we had some deep hours with Arthur and real as well. I stayed a long time, a few hours talking on here with you guys. Today, I don't think I'll be doing that, but we'll see. There
but
might
was
be other
it-
guys
Guys.
entertaining.
But was it hashtag?
Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm also gonna have to call it quits. It's 12:30 and I'm exhausted.
Okay, we're in
I'll
the
see you
east now.
guys
It's a quarter past
during the
1.
week.
I'm a
Goodbye,
little
everybody.
drunk and
Goodbye,
I need
Darth
you.
Phoenix. Thank you for joining in. Goodbye, Doc Danza. Goodbye, JMPF. Goodbye, Jono. Goodbye, Pro. Goodbye, Bago or Queen of Kobolds. Goodbye, C. Goodbye, Chris, who was here earlier. Who else was here earlier? Dio as well. Dio disappeared. I didn't see that even. So goodbye all. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay monstrous.
We lost
My
two
friends. Goodbye. Say your goodbyes, guys. Say your goodbyes,
Have a
guys.
good time.
Goodbye, Arthur.
Bye.
And remember to like Necrons.
Yes, and all the Necron hentai to Z over here.
Just dragons are the best. Don't put it to.
Anyways, it's good to have met you, Queen. To the next time,
It was a pleasure.
Are we? Is it over?
It's
it's
over. The music's playing, and I'm stopping it in 3, 2, 1.